You are listening to an all-new episode of the Model Experience podcast, live from the Model House.
The Model Experience is the #1 resource for models. Real models, real stories, real resources.
Visit themodelexperience.net to learn more and be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Model Experience.
What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. I'm back in the Model House with some very special guests. You know me, it's Miss Rio G. Summers.
Oh, the G.
Miss Summers, if you really nasty.
2020, she came back with a G, honey.
We're making some big changes around here, and I'm so excited. But first, let's introduce you to these special guests. Miss Ashley Runway, how you doing?
Yes, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed. Happy 2020, everybody.
And y'all know me, the super producer,
Oh.
Lamaya G, since
Yes.
we're throwing G's up in there.
Okay.
And we have our amazing guest, drum roll, guys, Miss Agostina.
Hi.
Yes, you guys.
Hi,
She is a professional trainer, a celebrity trainer, a mom guru, a businesswoman. Can I give you any more? Like, I don't even know where else to go with this.
I think entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Okay, go ahead, throw it in there. I'm thinking deep,
She's
okay?
got a G in her name, too.
She does.
That's on that. We all G's at this table today.
Yes.
So I know you as Agostina Fitness because
Yes.
of Instagram. So how did you get started with training?
I started back in where I'm from, Argentina, and I was doing martial arts. And from martial arts, I was always in the gym. My dad was a professional soccer player, so always training, always working out. And I just started doing that. I just started teaching full contact with one of my trainers. And then I moved into step classes. I don't know if you guys ever taken any step classes back in the day.
What?
Oh,
You
no.
haven't with the little step?
What? That was back in the day.
Okay, the step.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
And that's how I got into it, and it started as a hobby. I went to school for business, and then I just couldn't help it. It was my passion. It was what I wanted to do. And I moved on from, going to business school to started training, part-time.
How did
And
you end
then-
up here in LA? So you said you started in Argentina.
So I started in Argentina. I lived in Hawaii for 5 years. And then I got transferred from Hawaii to LA, actually Rancho Cucamonga.
Rancho Cucamonga.
That's out there.
So that's out there. I didn't know Hollywood. I didn't know
Yeah.
LA. I didn't know celebrities. I didn't grow up with, the celebrities that you guys call celebrities. So
She's like, these aren't celebrities.
I didn't know. A lot of the people that, I met when I first moved here, I knew them as actors. And for example,
Right.
I didn't know that they were singers maybe, or that they were,
Just entertainment,
yeah.
period, like
Yeah.
all those facets.
So
you came here.
So I came here and I started working for a big gym. And then from that, I moved on to a smaller private gym where I started meeting celebrities, and one thing led to another. And then I started my own private thing.
So,
Kind of like the long story short.
Yes.
so once you got around celebrities, were you like, whoa, this is something that I need to capitalize on? Or how did that interest take off?
It's crazy because when I started training celebrities, it was so different than what it is now, because there was no Instagram.
Right.
It was Twitter.
Right.
And celebrities weren't really on Twitter. At least the celebrities that I was working with, they were more private. But I met so many people, through them, that I was like, oh, well, I was busy. I was working 6 a.m. to
Right.
6 p.m. back to back, like non-stop. And it was not like, there were no pictures, there were no videos,
It
there
was
were not like
straight work.
straight work. And then, I remember when we met,
That's what I was gonna
we started the fitness video.
That's what I was about to
okay?
say. At what point, because we trained together, actually she had my body in like the best it's ever been. Honestly, when I started my fitness journey, I started with you, and I remember the difference was you really knew, to me, how to do a feminine body, which a lot of body trainers and stuff, they don't really, it's like one basic thing. How do you tailor fit? Because I feel like you're really good at that. To each individual body shape. how do you end up tailor fitting that and not just getting stuck in one way of teaching? Because I noticed with me, as in compared to some of your other female clients, it's still different per person. So how do you really come up with these custom plans?
It's definitely 1000% experience and knowing what works for somebody and what works for another person. We are all different. I could do like a million squats and not get an ass. Can I say ass?
Yeah. Girl, we say.
No, I definitely just started doing weights, but previous to that, I was doing cardio, and I was like running for no reason almost. Like nothing was happening.
And it's trial and error too,
Yeah.
because you have to figure out what works for your body. Like I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
I used to be a slave of cardio,
Yeah.
and that was when I looked my worst.
Well, don't say your words.
No.
I feel like, it's funny because you were doing a lot of cardio when we were, but you had that accident. Remember? Before then. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, it's trial and error. For me, cardio works for slimming down, but it gives me no shape.
Right.
So is that just across the
Yeah.
board? If you do cardio, basically you'll get slim, but you don't have a
for
shape?
the most part. And you have to look at like professional athletes or like people that work out a lot. Like, do you want to look like a marathon runner, or do you want to look like a sprinter, or do you want to look like a dancer? Do you want to look like a volleyball player?
Right.
Well, that's a really
You know.
good point.
What do you want to look
And
like?
then how are they training? What are they
Yeah.
doing? Because I'm not saying that they all look the same, but for the most part,
Yeah.
you can shape your body to look whatever you want it to look.
And that's so interesting because what comes to mind obviously is modeling and just how like the demand of body type has totally changed because
Right.
initially it was like slim,
And thank God, because it was
Yeah, it's
so
one
skinny
height.
at some
Yes.
point. And I feel like now, okay, curvy is like okay, and now like there are brands that only tailor to
Do you feel with modeling though, now it can be any shape, size, but it still has to be like fit and tone? Is that like, so working out and training is just not going anywhere? Is that what
I
you're
think
saying?
like even the plus size thing, I feel like the more successful models that are plus size, there is an element of being fit to them.
Right.
Like, they're maybe not just eating super unhealthy.
Right.
It's
It's
just
still
their
like
genetics,
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's their body type. And let me tell you, I've talked to a lot of plus size models who have told me there's like a certain niche for being plus size. Like if you're a size 6, oh, you are in the danger zone. Molly, you are in danger, girl. You guys ever
We
seen
need
those?
to have a plus size model on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely do. Because, like you said, now that I'm noticing more of the more successful ones, there is a rhyme and reason to it. You know what I'm saying? You can tell
Yeah.
they're eating good. It's very proportioned. It's really nice and appealing to look at. It's still feminine.
Like, who comes to mind? I don't know that this is the best example, but like a Jordan Woods.
Yeah.
Like, I think she started off a little bit thicker, and it was still super like modelly, and she was still doing like express and all
Right.
of these things. So actually, she's a good example of like
kind of organized.
a fit
I feel
plus
like
size.
across the board as a model, you have to like keep up with your eating. You have to keep up with your fitness. Like it's a lifestyle.
So let's go into diet. So let's talk about like I guess how frequently should you eat when you're working out? What should you eat?
Juice.
So I've done it all. I've done the 5 meals per day. I've done the vegan, the vegetarian. I mean, vegan is great. Vegan is great. Plant-based is great. But I like meat.
Yeah.
And I like chicken. And it's
Yeah.
hard for me not to eat meat and chicken.
Yeah,
I
you
love
can
it.
eat low-key eating some of the stuff you want to eat. Like, how important is
Well,
that?
I was so strict with the 5 meals a day, with the eating every 2 to 3 hours, and I was not looking the way I wanted to look. I've always struggled, always, and it's crazy now because now I see my body, and now it's like the opposite. Now I struggle to put on weight. Before it was, I'm trying to
We were
get
going to
leaner.
talk about that. Yeah.
And what I started doing was intermittent fasting. I don't know if you guys heard of that.
That's what Rio
Break it
is.
down for those who don't know.
So basically what it is you pick an eating window of 8 hours and then your body fasts for 16. So like let's say that if you're a breakfast person, it doesn't really work, but I personally don't like eating breakfast. I like training with nothing in my stomach. It's okay. You're not gonna pass out. Your muscles are still gonna work. You're still gonna put on muscle. You're still gonna look good. It's just you have to start to know your body and study your body and what works with it.
Yeah.
So personally, I start eating at 12 and I stop eating at 8.
Okay.
And I have as many meals as I want from 12 to 8.
So you
usually
don't eat
4.
anything after 8?
No. If I eat after 8, if I eat after 8, I move my time. So let's say that tonight I'm going to dinner and I eat at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
The next day I'll start at 2.
Yeah.
Got it. Ooh, girl,
It does
see?
make a huge difference.
But it's so easy to do. You don't have to carry food with you everywhere you go. I mean, you can still bring your healthy snacks and stuff, especially moms.
Yeah.
We always have to have snacks.
We always have snacks. Snack that.
But it's just so easy to follow, and you don't have to like drive yourself crazy. And all my clients are on it. All my clients have gotten results. I haven't met one person that is like, I don't like
That their
this.
body hasn't reacted to that. So
And
number 1.
the only
Right.
thing,
We're like-
if you're trying, like for a guy, for example, if it's an athlete or if it's like somebody that's trying to put on muscle, you just have to eat more. Because at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. It's calories in, calories out. How many calories are you taking in? How many calories are you burning? It's
Right.
like math.
And so I know that you have a lot of knowledge of like muscle, literal, how important is for, because I feel like there's a lot of trainers that may not have, when did you go to school? Like, did you train, did you educate yourself by a school, or how do you go about getting the information that people are trusting you with? You know, like when I worked out with you, which we're going to start doing again, when I worked out with you, you know, I trusted what you said. Me personally, I know I've seen you research a lot.
I mean,
so I want to know how important.
Definitely, I went to
And how-
school for it. I've taken millions of certifications, not only with just personal training, but like group X training and step classes and swimming, aqua classes and kickboxing and yoga, Pilates. So you learn the body in a different way, not just like, oh, here's your bicep and your tricep, and this is your
Right.
muscle contraction. And this is,
Yeah.
So you learn the body in different ways. So definitely, I mean, and that's one thing that I tell people nowadays, because of this Instagram world, and everyone's a trainer or everyone's, you know, whatever, a coach or whatever they call it. It's like, know who you're training with and ask questions, because it's your body. And I have so many people that have come to me and said, well, I can't do squats anymore or lunges because I had a trainer and my knees are not good anymore because they didn't correct the
It can be
form.
dangerous.
Yeah, you're trusting someone with your body, like.
Which you have from start to
Yeah,
finish.
like somebody showing you an exercise and you're trusting that person that they're doing it right or that you are doing it right.
Right.
And if you're not doing it right, a lot of people don't correct the form, and that's not good.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to hurt.
So speaking of Instagram, you know, social media is so oversaturated right now. How are you able to separate yourself and so many other people? Who are
There's got to be a rhyme or reason.
It's still.
She's the expert.
Right, she's the only one that has real training.
You know what? Maybe it's because you're so well-rounded and you took the time to, you know, do the kickboxing, the yoga, all these other things. So it's like you're a master at it. You put in your 10,000 hours.
I feel that people just. Honestly, I feel that my followers already know that.
Do you feel like your
kind of
personality is part of like why you've been able to separate yourself? You know, she was saying you're a little feisty. Do you feel like how important
and you know
is
what?
it?
And people love that because it's being feisty, but also knowing my limits and not crossing the line with certain pictures. You know, like I'm a mom,
We were just
so
gonna ask you
I
that.
can't be like titties out all the way. A little bit's okay, but you know and I've always played with that limit.
That's what I was gonna say. How do
But I
you
don't
create
even
that
know
boundary?
how. I don't know. I think to me is when I take a picture, you know, I have so many pictures that I haven't posted because I felt that it was too much.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? And even talking to certain clients, I was talking to a client this morning, and she was like, well, your ass is out. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not out like this. You know,
It's how you do it.
it's tasteful. Yeah.
It's out like this.
It's out like this.
It's like art or something.
You know,
Slide. Okay,
Yeah.
a little, right.
and you know, and I've done photo shoots with, you know, friends and, you know,
Yeah, you do
girlfriends,
modeling
and,
yourself,
like,
too.
And they would even like, no, do this, and I'm like,
It just doesn't feel right.
it just doesn't feel right. And I'm not a model, but it's my job to take pictures and
So
to
that's
show my
technically
body.
Yeah.
A model.
I would say like a fitness.
Yeah, a fitness model.
The fitness
Fine.
model. Okay, so back to fitness. What is the deal with like isolating your workouts? Do you think that that's super important to just like focus on one part of the body, or is it
Yes.
okay to mix?
I mean, no, I think that you should do all of it. I think that you should do legs one day. You should focus on maybe arms and abs another day. I mean, as a girl, it's a little bit different because girls, depending what girl,
Yeah.
like they don't want to do chest because, you know, some of us maybe have implants and they're like, I don't want to do chest.
Yeah.
Why would I do chest? I have boobs. Like,
Right.
you know, so you can still do certain exercises just to make sure that you're strong. You're strong enough to carry your backpack or your kids,
Right.
you know, or just to make sure that you don't have muscle imbalances. But I personally do legs, I do back and biceps.
In the same day?
No, I do legs one day, back and biceps.
So you do like to isolate?
So I isolate, but I also have like maybe 2 days a week that I do a little bit of everything.
Okay, so I was gonna say, for me personally, I love doing full body. I don't really like to isolate, like back, chest, whatever, because it just hurts for me.
But because my clients tell me that all the time, you can still do everything, but you are still focusing on lower body. You get what I'm saying?
Right, you just throw a little bit of everything in
Yeah,
there, but
it's
the
how
main
you.
focus.
And people have asked me this for years. How when I had this client of mine, and he used to say that I had the SRA system. That he worked out with so many trainers, but whenever he would work out with me, he sweats right away. That's why we
Right.
call it. You have the SRA system, and
We don't know what that means.
Sweat right away.
Oh, so slow. Okay, got it. Sweat right away. Okay.
That's all right. Okay.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Maybe it's my accent too, but you know me.
Yeah,
so
girl, I
you
know. I've been having you scream at me for, we'll talk about that later.
It's how you put the exercises together. Because a lot of my clients are like, oh my God, I work out with you and maybe I don't feel it right then, but the next day I'm dying.
That's the interesting part about her workouts. I will say. Some days I do feel like, remember, I've thrown up before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For sure. Right? But, you know, what I found about her training, there's some days I'm like, am I doing enough? And then there's other days where I felt like I'm being pushed to the limit. And it's so interesting because I guess that's how it works. Because I feel like I had the best results, but some days I'd be like, I feel like maybe I should do more. I'm not going to tell her, but you know, but I was still getting the results. So it's so interesting how you just, to me, the most interesting thing about the way you train is the individualization. So like, for instance, stand up. Can she stand up? Because I wanted to ask her the difference of, so for instance, this is just a part to, so you're training Rio and I, for instance. Mm-hmm. What are your suggestions for our body types? Like, I want to know, because, right, you know, like, how would you go
it's
about...
not a suggestion, it's what are your goals?
Okay, see, this is important.
So if I wanted like a big old booty, and she wanted,
Just a flat stomach, that's all I want.
she wants abs, how would we?
Wait, we would probably, with you, we would probably do more like muscle, butt, legs, focused workouts, you know, and add a little bit more of heavier weight. And with you, we would still do that, but we would superset a lot.
We would what?
superset. So we would do an exercise and then do another exercise right after, a little bit faster.
See, this is what I'm trying to get down to right there. Okay. No, the end it was, I hate working with trainers, and it's like one shoe fits all. And I see them training everybody the same way. That's really obnoxious to me, and I always stress that you have to have somebody that, number one, takes in consideration your goals, and number two, really knows what they're talking about.
And I mean, not to like talk shit about any other trainers, because there's a lot of trainers out there that, put out programs, and I even have programs at home, and people ask me all the time, well, it's a general program, so does that work for me? But that's why I put different programs out. So you have like a fit yoga program that you can do. You have a core slayer that it's for core. You have a booty program that it's for your butt. So what are your goals? And that it's not necessarily you're gonna stick to that the entire time, but it's gonna guide you in what you should be doing and how you should learn to put your exercises together.
So if you're a model and you don't have the money to train with you or get here, do you feel like you can get the same results from doing an online program?
I didn't think you could. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think you could until I started seeing the results that people that would buy my programs would send me.
So how did they get those type of results? What would you think is the biggest thing? Because I'm asking, I know there's a lot of models listening, and they're like, I can't get there, I can't afford. So how did they? Consistency. Okay.
That's it. It's consistency for everybody. It's consistency.
Do you think that, I know there's like 3 different body types, like something. It's some words I do not remember right now, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
What are
Do you
they?
think that's important?
Body
to
types?
know that?
I mean,
that way you can.
What do you mean?
I mean, you have the endomorph and like.
Yep, there we go.
You have.
We're like,
Wait, what are they?
Yeah,
I'm
what
sorry.
is-
You
What are the-
have. Because like you have that. There's people that say. Oh, my blood type. My blood type is so and so. I'm not supposed to be eating. I mean, yes, no, but again, it goes back to you don't know how your body is going to react, so you have to try it out. It's trial and error. Is this going to work for me? Like I personally did. Cardio doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It just
I noticed
doesn't
that
work
for me. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like I get better results if I watch my food a little bit more and do a high intensity workout than if I do cardio. And I'm talking and a lot of people say, oh, when you're doing your own body weight and you're doing a lot of repetitions and your heart rate's up, you're still doing cardio. Yes and no. Because when you're using your own body weight, you're still putting your muscles into so much more strain than when you're just doing cardio. It's not the same.
So what are the 3 body types? It's endomorph.
Shit.
I'm like, I don't even know what any of these are.
It's been a long
realized
day.
there were.
Yeah, and that's actually how I got myself down to 115 pounds. I'm
And-
5'10".
Is there a general diet, like, so for our model listeners, just for like
Ectomorph
Yeah.
and
endomorph, ectomorph?
fuck. Why don't I think about
I thought it started with an I.
endomorph, octomorph, and mesomorph.
Okay. Yeah. And so like
So it goes to where you're carrying your weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means. It's
Where am I
the
carrying
middle
my
of
weight?
it.
there's like a test for it, girl.
In my butt.
I would say middle butt. Yeah.
Definitely middle butt. Yep, this stuff. These.
So once you identify your body
Yeah,
type,
what is
is
that?
it easier to put a workout together? Or it doesn't change anything?
No.
If you take a little test, there's like light suggestions. Like you should probably eat like this and maybe do these type of workouts. But I mean, I tried it and
it
What
worked.
did it say that your body type was?
For me, I gain weight in my chest and like my hips.
Okay.
So I'm naturally slim, but that's where I put on weight. So for me, it was like, do cardio. It should be a mix of like cardio, weightlifting. It didn't really tell me to stay away from any food. I don't know. It was pretty general.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. Like, if you think about it, it's like when people tell you all the time, it's so general, and that's why you have to have the knowledge. Because, for example, if I tell you, oh, there's this new diet. It's the fast food diet. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have fast food in the morning.
Okay.
You have to have a salad for lunch, and you're gonna have fast food again at night.
Okay, then I'm gonna be fat.
No, guess what? You might not be fat.
Oh.
You know why? Because it's like, it's so general that you're sticking to something, and it's consistency. So you're not overeating or undereating.
You're just gonna stay.
You're just gonna stay.
Cruise.
We're gonna need to be in a deficit.
And again, going back to that, you know, it's the calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
It's 3,500 calories for 1 pound of fat. So if you want to lose a pound a week, that means 500 calories deficit per day, right? 500 times 7.
Okay, we need to go back over these numbers.
It's not that. 500's not that bad.
Look, when you are toting all this booty and stuff, that's how it be. It'd be a lot.
So it is really a science. That's crazy.
It is. And you know what's funny? I've been learning too, because I will say when I worked out with you, my body shape was just as small, but it was more tone. Mm-hmm. So cardio does work for me though. As far as like my
But
goal,
when you say cardio, your cardio
No, wait.
it's not,
Lately.
it's running. Or what?
Yeah, running, or lately I've been doing just
What?
walk. Literally laps. Walking for 3 miles, that's it. So I've stayed skinny, but I'm not as tight and toned as I have been. But I will say when I want to lose weight, I have learned that for me, a basic cardio, I might not be as, it might be a little sloppy, but it's small. I just want to be small. and lazy, clearly. No, I'm just saying.
No,
Look how she's looking at me. I'm like,
No,
dang, I gotta get it back. So it's so interesting, though, yeah, how everybody's body is just different, and you really have to tailor fit it. And you know, with our models, so I wanted to ask you another tip is sometimes people have like last minute shoots. Is there a cheat code when you gotta just, you book something and she's good, she can, yeah. Is there like a cheat code to when she finds out she booked something and she needs to
Water weight, maybe? Is that
tighten it up? I don't know. Is there anything that can make you photo shoot ready in like 3 days that, you know, if you had 3 tips to give that can make you at least look the part the day, is that possible?
Well, there's definitely foods that, you know, that you can eat that are fat burning foods.
Like
what?
Like tuna, like asparagus is a diuretic.
You did good.
You can do dandelion tea, which is a diuretic as well. Celery.
Doing all those things, we're doing good.
I mean, I used to, it's crazy because I remember that I used to be so worried. Every time I had a shoot, I was like, oh my God, I have a shoot. I have to kill myself for a week. And, are you okay? Sorry. You just look so scared.
I know. Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Somebody need their diaper change.
Sorry.
He's like, I'm in the restroom. Like, you gotta turn away. Like, don't embarrass them.
Oh, poor baby. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
All right, so
Like,
3 tips.
Anyways, so stick to the times. Oh my God, I can't put more emphasis on making sure that you're eating, you know, the 12 to 8.
Okay, so I can start an intermittent fasting on
You
day
will
one.
see, and you know what? It's been proven also that it makes you smarter. Because you're giving
We
your
could use
brain,
that. We could use that.
you're giving your brain a break because your brain's processing all this food in your stomach, right? So every time you
Interesting.
eat, your body's like working overtime to like, okay, I'm gonna send this food here, and you know, and you have to
Interesting.
digest, and it takes a lot of work when you eat. Your body does a lot. So, when you're taking that break and you're giving your body that break, you know, it's like a reset.
Okay. So far we got 2. Intermediate fasting, the foods that can help you.
Water. I mean, I drink a gallon of water a
Drink
day.
water, but you're trying to get rid of water, right?
It helps, right?
The thing with that is like if you don't drink enough water, or if you don't eat enough calories, or if you don't eat enough fats, your body's going to try to hold on to whatever it has.
Got it.
So that's where retaining water comes from, because you are actually
Not having enough
dehydrated.
water.
Oh.
Interesting. I need some water.
Flood it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I drink water, I look fatter." No.
They're not drinking enough.
There's no.
Yeah.
You're not drinking water. You're probably drinking.
It's so crazy though.
Coca-Cola
Your
or
body
soda.
has changed so much. Like from when we were working out till now, I'm just like, okay, I need the new cheat code. What are we doing?
See, I think you keep looking for a cheat code.
I do.
She's not going to give it.
She's not.
It's consistent.
And I don't know why I'm acting like I don't know this because basically I did 4 years with her straight, and that's why I looked the way that I did. And I will say muscle memory is real because I've never had to work out the way that I worked out then ever again. Mm-hmm. My body remembers.
Right away.
I remember you used to tell me that too. I'd get on the canyon and I'd be like, this hurts so bad. She'd be like, oh, your muscle memory will kick in. It was so annoying because it'd be so like sweaty, hot, and painful. And lo and behold, it kicked in every time. But yeah.
And it's so much easier every time just to, obviously, people, it's life. You're going to stop because something happens or you don't have the time or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you're going to start back up, or at least I would hope that, you have the drive and the...
Yeah, I'm getting there.
So where can our models find your plans?
So everything's on my website, which is agostinafitness.com.
Okay.
Agostina. No you.
No, you.
No you. Or on my Instagram, which is the same. Everything's agostinafitness.com. Instagram's Agostina Fitness. And
Agostina Fitness.
click the link in the bio.
For all body types.
For all
body types.
Nice.
And that's where you can find it.
I have a question out of curiosity. So, what is next for you?
Yes.
Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Really taking the branding to another level.
Okay.
Like I started with products. I have like a booty band. I have a sweat belt. We are gonna be doing other stuff, other fun equipment things that you can do. And because everything that I try to do is I try to show people that you can do it at home if you don't have time. Because a lot of people don't have time. Like I barely have time. So
Yeah. Or don't like gyms. I can't stand
or
gyms.
don't like gyms. A lot of people feel intimidated by going to the gym. So I just want to show people that it's easier than you think.
Yeah. That's so important.
That you don't have to be at the gym for 2 hours. That you don't have to be a slave to never eating the food that you love.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to stick to it.
Yeah.
You're not. You're going to do it for a month and then you're going to
Fall back.
binge and do whatever unless
I
you
think she just hit it on the head. If you make it just easier to know that it's not a slave to the gym, you're going to win.
And that's the thing, it's easy. There's no diet, no, oh my God, there's this new, it's consistency.
There's no
Keto.
No
Keto that.
There's no cheat code.
So I guess that's what this episode is. There's no cheat codes when it comes to fitness. It must be consistency is key.
Yes. And it helps to do something that you like. Like, for me, I'll dance.
Yeah, and I like being
active.
outdoors. I like outdoors.
Being active, yeah.
What about you? Are you a gym or outdoor?
I like the gym. I get like a runner's high, so I like kind of know what workouts that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you prefer indoor gym type?
I'm overrunning. Yeah, in the gym.
Well, spring 2020, we have a little beach boot camp on the works.
Ooh, that's my favorite place to work out at.
So coming soon to
the model
your
experience will be there.
Yeah,
for
maybe we
sure.
need to do a little mashup. See if we can
Get some more models.
Yeah.
because it's so important. We try to stress it to our models. You got to be well rounded, and anything that's going to make your lifestyle healthier and make you healthy, mind, body, and soul. Oh yeah, this thing is.
And the healthier you are, the more energy you have, which the more money you're going to be able to make. You know?
And
You're not home depressed.
Yeah.
So you're like, no, I feel healthy. I feel good. I'm gonna get out there and make something happen.
Yeah. Would you say the first 2 weeks are the hardest though? Because I swear, when I started working out,
the first
I was so
week,
tired.
the first week.
Okay.
The second week is your body's like, oh, okay.
Getting used to it.
I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
So keep going, guys.
But the second week, you start to feel like really sore. But I would say at the end of the second week, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
For sure.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for
Yes.
coming on today.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having
all of
me.
that
Thank
knowledge.
you.
I
Yeah.
learned so much in this episode.
Because
I'm
it's
like,
so
let's go.
real. I just know a lot of trainers. I'd be like, you don't really know what you're talking about. But I know from experience, and I know from obviously the results on many people. You know what you're talking about. Do you do the research?
And the thing
You can be
is,
trusted.
I tell people all the time when people ask me, how did you start? What should I do? Should I go to school? It's like the experience that you gain from training millions of people, it's like you can't buy that anywhere. So obviously, yes, go to school, get your certifications and all that, but then train your friends, train your family, you know?
And that's with anything. Model with your friends. Model with your
Yeah,
family for
practice,
real. Like
practice.
practice makes perfect. It's real.
Yeah.
And I guess that's something to live by, you know. Put it out there. And practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
That's on period.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to
Thank
the Model
you.
Experience podcast.
And we will see you guys next time.
That's a wrap.
Well, you'll see us next time.